How y'all doing, family? This Chris Rod with Media TV, and you already know how we doing it. We coming with the latest NBA news. We coming with the latest social news. We coming with the latest movie news. You know how we do it. Okay, family. I was on my way home today from work and stuff like that. And I sometimes, most times I be on YouTube because sometimes I still be making videos. Sometimes when I do have time, when I be, still working and stuff like that. And I was watching, I was looking and I was stumbling. I pressed home on my YouTube app and shit. And I was stumbling down through videos because some videos and stuff like that, it just be like new videos, from somewhere else and stuff like that. And I haven't subscribed to. So I was looking like, okay, let me check out this video. Let me see what this white guy talking about. And family, I agree at least 96% of what he's saying, But I'm gonna play this video and I'll let y'all hear what he's talking about. And then I'll come back on my comments. Well, sometimes I'm gonna stop sometimes, and then if you say something wrong, then I'm gonna come and correct him, and then I'll keep playing.
Hey, happy Wednesday afternoon, Valentine's Day to all of those out there in Facebook land. This is Brother Dana coming to you live from Chicago. I'm coming to you live because for those of you that are not yet aware, there's been some breaking news that there was another school shooting down in Florida, and that has prompted this video for today. And so I wanted to get into that right away with just some feelings that I have. And, I'll start it out this way. As I said, when will white America realize that the true enemy that they need to focus on is themselves? And the reason why I say that is because over all these years, who has really been the true enemy of destruction, of murder and chaos? It's been my white family.
Now, family, what do they always say on fucking news channels? Oh, black people always shooting and stuff like that. Chicago, Chicago this, Chicago, Chicago that. Now, family, in Chicago, not only black people live there, but it's a lot of whites that live there too. But they never, say that. But, they always say Chicago this, Chicago that, and stuff like that. So, I get back to the video.
So, I know that the word also says that you reap what you sow, and that Jesus himself said, or Yeshua, said that when you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. And there's an Old Testament scripture that also says that, the Lord is slow in anger, but, and I do believe I have it here, he will eventually repay the sins of the forefathers to the third and fourth generation. Well, right now, America, I believe, is entering into the third to fourth generation of children. And so again, like I said in one of my first videos, that white America is like Pharaoh and the Egyptians, and that the blood that will be on our streets, in our white families' lives, in their cities and in their schools and in their neighborhoods, is going to be coming from their own hands. And that is why I am prefacing this video as, when will white America realize that the real enemy they need to fight is themselves?
Now, family, he just said everything that was just true. We've been telling them, hey, y'all having all these mass shootings. You're having all these mass shootings. You had 18 shootings just within 2 months. It's not even almost at the end of February yet. And you had 18 shootings. And like I said, and like the royal family always say, y'all gonna be your own destruction. And he telling them that and stuff like that. So let me continue the video.
I jotted down a couple notes as I was watching the news, and I know right now we are not made aware of who the perpetrator is. But based off of facts of the speaking of our news media, I think all of us that have watched it will already know that it could not be a black student. Number one, the student is still alive. Number two, they keep referring to that it was brought to their attention that this poor student, and let me stop right here before I go further, any type of death is sad. And I don't want to be a cold-hearted man, and I know that you, my black brothers and sisters, you that are the true Israelites and Hebrews, we don't rejoice over inequality and injustice and murder and death of innocent blood. And I know we don't because you have experienced it for almost 300 years. So let me put that out right away.
No, hold on. No, not 300 years, bro. For over 500 years, okay? That's one mistake that, that you didn't know. We'll continue.
But let me tell you why I believe that this perpetrator is not a black young man. Because number one, he's still alive. And we know that anybody that's black doesn't have to have a gun, doesn't have to do anything wrong to be killed. Number two, they're making excuses for this man's behavior, this young man's behavior. Well, it looks like he was bullied. And because he was bullied, he is now reacting. And who failed to reach out to this young man, knowing that he's being bullied, to help him deal.
Okay, now he's talking about he's being bullied. Now, he wasn't being bullied. That was just in his nature. That's in white people's nature. He learned that from his parents. He learned that because it's in his DNA. He came out the womb already, I'm going to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? That's what he came out the womb. It's in white people. It's in white people DNA. It's in y'all DNA. Y'all learned that because it's in y'all DNA to kill. In the Bible, it says Esau is the end of the world. And it says Jacob is the beginning. Is the beginning of the world that follow it. It don't say it exactly how I'm saying, but it says something exactly like that, family. It says something, equal to that. But they are Esau, and they are the end of the world. And the black family, black Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that, the black America, is the beginning of the world. So we'll play it back.
With the pain and the suffering of being bullied. The reason why that is clear signs that it is not a black young man or young lady is because you as blacks in this country have been bullied and oppressed for 300 years, and that's never an excuse for your...
No, we've been bullied, raped, robbed, killed, slaughtered, everything over 500 years. Okay? And keep doing it to us and stuff like that. It's not going to keep going the same way that you see. It ain't going to keep going the same way you see. We ain't the same black people that just going to sit there and not do anything. At a coming point in time, we will fight. We will fight back and defend ourselves. I'm going to tell you that one thing real quick.
Bad behavior. And then number one, they didn't call him an animal. Or number three, they didn't call him an animal. And so we know that if the perpetrator or the shooter behind this school...
I'm sorry.
...shooting was a black individual, he would not be alive. They would not make excuses that he was bullied and that he is having difficulty dealing with his feelings, and they would have called him an animal or other names, and his picture would have been all over the news media already. So when I was watching our local radio news station, WGN, they also said that there's been 290 shootings, school shootings, in the last 5 years. And so I looked them up to see how many of those school shootings were in black communities. None of them were. So it goes to say that the blood...
Hold on, family. You heard what he just said? He said in the last 5 years, there's 290 shootings at a school. 290 shootings in a school, and all of them were at white schools, and none of them were in black schools. That should tell you something right there. When you're around white people, you're in danger. We are in danger. They are violent beasts. Violent beasts. When they don't get their way, they come, I'm going to get my gun, I'm going to shoot up the whole damn fucking place. They are violent beasts. We have to stop sending our kids to these white schools. We have to stop doing that because we're putting our children in danger. That should tell you something right there. So, family, stop sending your kids to these white schools. I know you want to get the best education and stuff like that, but you're not looking at the big picture. You have to make sure that your child is in a safe place and is going to come back to you. That's what we have to do. That's our job. Our job is to protect our royal sons and daughters.
Of white America that they're going to have in their lives, in their families, will be blood that will be shed from their own people. And that is why I say, white America, when will you realize that the enemy you need to fight is you? You're the ones that slaughtered millions of Native American Indians.
Okay. Yeah, the enemy is white America. But white America will not acknowledge that. White America will never acknowledge that. Will never acknowledge that. White America will kill off themselves until they see their numbers, like really, because y'all numbers are really, their numbers are really drastically going down. 175 plus other things that's going down with them. You feel what I'm saying? So white America, let's say within the next 20 to 40 years, white America generation will be the minority. They are already damn near close to minority right now. But they will really be they will be almost damn near extinct. And the Most High said that in the Bible. They will be extinct. But hey, white America want to keep going on, spreading lies through Fox Media and all these other news media shows and stuff like that. White America have a big ego. White America have a big ego, so they'll always stick their chest out with their big ego and stuff like that. They feel like they can't be touched. White America feel like they can't be touched, and it has been proven that they can be touched. Your nuclear systems are not great. Your nuclear systems are not great. Just a couple of weeks ago, I did a video, family, when they was doing a nuclear practice test, and they was trying to see how they would do if Kim Jong-un, whatever this fucking damn name is, if he was to send a nuclear missile over here, they did a test. They barely even hit one of them. They had three. They had three of them they was trying to hit at the same time, and they barely even hit one, and the system failed. So that should tell you something right there, that we don't have the best technology. We don't have the best technology. We don't. We do not have the best technology. You feel what I'm saying? If Kim Jong-un send 3 missiles at the same time, 2 of them gonna hit. So white America need to stop egging this nuclear war on, but they won't do it because, you know, their ego, like I said, family, white America ego is just too big. And it was also prophesied in the Bible. So the Most High is making sure that this happened. So white America will never acknowledge that they are the enemy themselves, because they always always want to think themselves as very special, and they think they are the angels of everybody's eyes, and they think they're the angels of the world, which only don't even fucking, they just, it's like they're around here blindfolded. They don't see, they go to other countries, bomb other countries until the people have no resources to where they can't eat. You have Syria right now, in different other countries right now. Some people, they've been dropping bombs on their houses and stuff like that. And some of the people are just saying they're waiting to die. They're waiting to die. So white America don't give a fuck about nobody but them damn selves.
To keep this land. You're the ones that have oppressed and slaughtered millions of African Americans and blacks in this land. And so therefore, if you go by your scripture with your Jesus, he says if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So why are you shocked that you're dying by your own sword?
Like I said, white America will never acknowledge that. They will never acknowledge it. So, like I said, the Black Royal family don't have to do anything but just sit back, watch, eat your popcorn, drink your lemonade, and relax. And we work on the black family and the royal family. The white America, they have to worry about their own. Y'all have to worry about your own. So black family, do not be engaging in none of their policies and none of their stuff. We have to make sure we handle our own in the households and make sure that our family is safe and we're doing what we're supposed to do.
You know, I guess that's kind of what I'm bringing up, and it doesn't have to be a long video. But I wanted to get this out to you to, again, encourage you, the chosen people, you Israelites, you Hebrews, you, my black brothers and sisters, and even the other minorities in this country. You won't have to fight for your release. You know, my people will be in disarray. And as I sat there and watched, and they were interviewing these kids, and the one announcer was just saying, reporter was saying, oh my gosh, this young man saw his friend get shot, and he's going to be scarred for life. And that how will these students be able to even come back to the school, that it reminds them of death. And I'm thinking, well, you don't think anything about that with our young people in our inner city communities that are dealing with death all the time. And seeing there's a difference here. You created the inner city communities in the way that my black brothers and sisters might be behaving because they've been living under a bully of white America for 300 years. Yet that's...
No, we've been living under a fucking devil over 500 years. Not 300 years, 500 years. We've been living under a fucking rapist. We've been living under rapists, killers, stealers, motherfucking just, I'm talking about the fucking scum, the goddamn vagabond. Because that's what white people are. They are a fucking vagabond. A vagabond means that they don't have no fucking home. They're not welcome anywhere. But white America don't have anything but to steal everybody's shit. Steal everybody's shit, drop bombs on the motherfucker, and say, oh, I was them 2,000 years ago. Oh, I was in Egypt. I was the Pharaoh. I was this. I was that. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are the such and such. White people, like I said, family, they are vagabonds. They steal from everybody's shit. And then when we did have our fucking shit, white America was doing bad. They was doing horrible. Because you know why? The black family, we had our own shit and we didn't have to go fucking running to buying this shit. We had our own shit. We had all kind of stuff. We had Black Wall Street and all kind of stuff. You know? We had our own shit. But they came and bombed the motherfucker. Don't think the black family has forgotten about it. We never forgotten about that shit. That's why we will separate from you guys. We will separate. We don't want nothing to deal with y'all. We don't want nothing to deal with y'all.
It's not an excuse for you, white America, but yet this young man, let's say he's in high school, so let's say he's 16 years, has been living under being a bully for maybe 10 years, and now there's an excuse for him taking the lives of all the people around him.
Who gives a fuck if he was living under being a bully for 10 years? Who gives a fuck? Nobody don't give a fuck. The black family sure don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. We only care about the black royal family. We don't give a fuck about nobody else because ain't nobody else gonna do shit for us but us. And what we have to understand is we have to be on code. All these fucking coons and shit like that, we have to set a standard and make sure, oh, if you're going to fucking coon, we're going to make sure your ass will never be able to come back to the black royal family. Oh, if you're going to do this and go against us, okay, motherfucker, you never welcome back in a royal family. We're going to disown your fucking ass. You feel what I'm saying? The black royal family have to be on code on all of this shit. We have to be on code. We can't stand for no stupid ass, senseless shit. Everybody has to hold a standard and everybody have to do their part.
That's why I say to you, my black brothers and sisters, you Hebrews, you chosen people of the Most High, my people do not know how to take hardship. You have been bullied and oppressed for 300 years, and yet look at how you have survived. Look at how you have overcome. Look at how you do not retaliate after generations of oppression.
I'm going to tell you one thing, and I'm going to tell you one more time. This ain't the same black royal family that just sat there and when y'all was dropping bombs and shit like that. That shit ain't gonna go down today. That shit ain't gonna go down today. You hear me? That shit will not go down today. We'll make sure we fucking stand up. Because it's all about being right.
My white family. And yet my white family can't take being bullied in a couple years of high school or grammar school or middle school. And I'm not advocating And I'm not saying that bullying should be allowed, but I'm giving you right now proof that you are survivors, that you are the ones that I look up to know how to survive against the small hardships that I face in my life as a white individual. You're survivors. My people cannot take hardship. They cannot take bullying. They cannot take oppression. And they definitely will not take living underneath the control of a different group of people such as yourselves, you Gentiles.
No, we're not Gentiles. We are Hebrew Israelites. We are the kings and queens of this earth. We're not Gentiles.
I'm sorry, you Hebrews. Gentiles will not be able to handle it. My white Americans will not be able to handle it. So, again, breaking news, and it's sad of the kids and the young people that are suffering. But you know what? My white people say this all the time about the violence that takes place in the inner cities and our black communities, that they're living that way because that's the way they live. They're reaping what they sow. So then let's look at that same philosophy for the 290 school shootings in the last 5 years that have happened on white campuses across the United States, and then in most of your so-called Christian, your totally committed Bible-believing states. What's your excuse then? What's your excuse? You're reaping what you've sown. Your children are reaping what our forefathers sowed into their lives, which was destruction, murder, strife, slavery. And you think for a moment that a just God is going to stand by and not allow justice to come forth? There was a scripture that I found, and I'm looking it up right now, and it's from Numbers chapter 14 and 18. It says, "The Lord is slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness, forgiving iniquity and transgression, but he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers of the children to the third and fourth generations." I had a conversation with my father last night, just real briefly. And, we were talking a little bit about the state of America. And I said, "Dad," do you really believe that white America is not going to face the consequences of everything we have done when we got this land by slaughtering and murdering millions of Native American Indians? And now we live on the fruit of this land off of the whipped backs of our black brothers and sisters that we enslaved? And you think that the God that we even call our God in Christianity and in the teachings that we have applied in you reap what you sow, and you brought me up that way, living in a farmland community, that if you want a good crop, you got to sow your seeds, you got to pull the weeds, you got to take care of that seed if you want a good crop, and if you don't be surprised if you have a bad crop because you're not planting and harvesting and taking care of it appropriately. So you think white America is not going to face the consequences of the deeds and the evilness and the murder that we have placed out into the lives of people, not only in this nation but around the world? So that's breaking news to my white family. Your real enemy is you. It's not those who you have created to be an enemy. See, these white individuals are going and shooting out of selfishness. But if you want to say that our black families or our black young men are monsters, then first of all, if I'm going to say they are, I have to say who created that monster. Our systematic racism, white supremacy, injustice, bullying. You don't overlook the behavior of our black brothers and sisters and call it, who failed them? Who's been bullying them to make them angry? No, you make no excuses for their behavior. Yet when a white young man goes and slaughters through gunfire hundreds of kids of 290 schools over the last 5 years, the first thing you always do is make excuses.
Hell no, you don't make no fucking excuses for us. You don't make no fucking excuses for us. White America don't make no fucking excuses for us. You know what they say? Oh, he should have known better. He know better not to do that. You know what we get? We get fucking thrown in fucking in the jail system. We get thrown in fucking prison. We get some of the fucking harshest fucking crimes just for a fucking nickel bag of fucking weed. A nigga could go to jail for like 15 fucking years just for having a nickel bag of fucking weed. You feel what I'm saying? White people do the same fucking crimes, even more, and the black family goes to jail and prison even way more. The FBI fucking the FBI statistics say that. It said that last year. White people do more of the crimes, but black people get punished more. Because the system is racist. This system was never for the black family to be, you know, in power, to be a president, to be any kind of, you know, have a position in this world. White people didn't bring black people here to be a congressman, a judge, or a police officer, nothing like that. White people brought us over here to be fucking slaves. That's what they brought us over here for. Every fucking white person in their fucking head, in their eyes, don't look at us as a human being. They look at us as a fucking slave. That's why they get to shoot us in the streets, plant all kind of fucking drugs on us, fake charges, slap us, kick us, punch us, you know, all kind of stuff. Hit us with big ass tickets and shit like that. They don't look at us as equal. They still look at us as 3/5 of a man. But they know that they're not stronger than us. They know their skin is vulnerable to sunlight. But in their head, they think they was the first people of the fucking first people on the damn land. They think they were already special. You feel what I'm saying? So, white America is feeling that heat. It's feeling that heat. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
But you know what? I need to know the rest of the story, because maybe some of those students that were gunned down are just like some of the young black men that are gunned down according to white families. I need to know the whole story, because maybe they weren't honest young men and women. Maybe they were mean. Maybe some of them have stolen. Maybe some of them have records, or maybe some of them are not living a good life. So them being gunned down was just the judgment of God, because they're reaping what they sowed. But to say that about a white young person that's innocent is almost, I don't even know the word for it, horrible. But yet to think that about our young black men who are gunned down innocently, it's common talk and might be some truth to it.
So basically what he just said, family, he said, he says kind of like, okay, to say a white male that gunned down those kids and stuff like that. It's kind of like to say, if you say that the boy was evil, you say he was evil and he was a terrorist. In their eyes, it's kind of like you're saying that's outrageous for you to say, because in the masses of everybody's eyes, they think that they could do no wrong. They think they are angels. You feel what I'm saying? So that's basically what he's saying. But like I said, family, I just want to show y'all this video and everything, and just want y'all to see what this white man talking about, and just want y'all to think, and just leave me something in the comment board, and let me know what you're thinking and how you feel about what he said and stuff like that. So love y'all, family. Y'all have